These are facts. I know some of you may be, getting upset right now. You are babbling right now. Say, IP, what are you talking about? And when you say the government is not being proactive, IP, you are insulting our government. You are being unfair to our government. It's not about your government. It's not about the UPND government, which is my government as well, which is our government together. But when we say our government is not being proactive, we mean there's been some successful governments before. We can take it back to the MMD. The question is, what did the MMD do to combat or to address this issue of floods? Not only that as well, we can bring it now to the PF as well, which came out of office, I think, a year ago. What did the PF do in the last 10 years to resolve or to combat the load shedding issue? I mean, brother, I don't know why I keep on talking about load shedding. The issue of flooding. I beg your pardon, please. So we must be able to face our leaders. We must be able to provoke our leaders and speak to them. So the issue of flooding has been going on for so many years now. These floods has been more like, it's like a traditional ceremony. That whenever it's a rain season, we know for sure that we're going to cover stories about floods. In Lusaka, it could be Northwestern Province, it could be in Southern Province, where again we have seen that the crops have been affected in there. It was actually the first area where the Vice President visited together with the DMMU and stuff like that. Yeah, but the question is, are we going to continue as a nation to, dealing with the symptoms only? So these are the issues that we must be able to discuss as a country, as citizens. When I say citizens, I call on patriotic citizens. Those are the shots on the screen. Thank you, Director, for that. So those are the clips that we're talking about. When we talk about floods, this is exactly what I mean. So you can see these are residents failing to cross over to the other side, failing to access their homes. What a country we live in, Zambia. What kind of a continent we live in, Africa, such that the leaders we have in power are failing to come up with a solution to the challenges and the many problems their people are facing. Because when you look at citizens like those you see on the screen right now, is that everything, their lives have been disturbed. They can't go to school. They can't go for work because their children are struggling right now. Many of these citizens in this country, they're sleeping in water. That's a tragedy we're talking about, and we as the people of Zambia, we as the citizens, we must be able to confront our leaders and provoke their thoughts. For how long our mothers and our grandmothers, our sisters going to complain to the government? And for how long is the government going to keep quiet over these issues? For how long is the government going to pay a deaf ear to the challenges which our people are facing today in Zambia and of course in Africa? So when I call for you, the people of Zambia, to be able to ask these pertinent questions, we should never make a mistake as a country to think that holding our leaders accountable is decampaigning them, is maybe scandalizing them, is maybe criticizing them. But we're trying to remind them, say, the people of Zambia voted for you to resolve that problem which you were elected for. And the issue of flooding is just one of those critical problems Zambians voted for our leaders for. These problems are found in so many, almost the whole country. Go to Eastern Province, and yet we've got leaders who are sleeping peacefully. I want to assume that they are sleeping peacefully. It's a wrong term to use, yeah, but I thought of just using it. I want to assume that our leaders are sleeping peacefully because they are seemingly failing to provide a solution to the problems of flooding in our country. And come election time, these are the people that are going to stand on the pulpit and tell you that re-elect me or vote for me. I'm going to sort out the problems that we are facing. And this is why it takes me back again. I should not take much of your time. You can call me. The phone line is right on your screen. You can call me right now and contribute to the topics that I've just listed to you, and also the provoking issue to deal with the load shedding out there. You can call me and suggest what do you think could be the solution. Mine really is to sit here and be the referee, in the aspect of being the fourth estate, the media, and mine is to sit here and be able to highlight, to itemize all these issues and leave them to you, the people of Zambia, to judge, and also the people in government to also make their own decision. We in the media, we can't go beyond that, apart from disseminating anything good which the government in power does, apart from disseminating anything bad which the government in power may do, apart from disseminating anything bad which you, the people of Zambia, you, the citizens, may do in that particular area. Like I did mention that there's issues to do with the illegalities, be it in construction of houses. Much of these, or most of these houses we are sleeping in right now, or most of us, were illegally built. And the question is, how comfortable are you that you are sleeping in a house peacefully, which you bought that piece of land using illegal means? Again, you are sleeping in that house which was built illegally without any papers from the local authorities. And yet when you are load shedded, you are the number one people complaining. When your house is demolished because the government says your house is not properly structured or is not supposed to sit here, you begin to complain. These are the matters that we must be able